Hi, this is Theenglishman back again to show off my strategy for Chapter 2, the final section of Act 2, White Mountain. So the idea behind this particular strategy, first of all, you want to make sure you don't get sticky keys, so just tap W a few times. First, you immediately want to kill yourself by jumping off of here, and then during the white flash, you hold down the D key, and this can sometimes make you run during the cutscene. It didn't here. The only difference, if you're able to run during the cutscene, you have a slightly better window to pull this off. So the basic idea of the strategy is you want to have all three parts of the building secured first, and then go for the key. So the first one you want to do is this one over here. Just hit the cog, and then depending on whether or not you're able to get the suicide skip or able to move during the cutscene, will determine whether or not you have to move the ladder over here in order to get to the key on that cube. Because I didn't get it, I had to wait. You still have to wait here. You definitely want to jump while doing this, because if you don't jump, then if you just hover over, there's a good chance you'll actually get clipped through the building here. So now while you're here, there's a bit of a tight window to jump down to the third piece of the building. How tight depends on how much time it took you to get the first and second buildings. Either way, your next step right now should be prioritizing getting this piece of the building over to the building here. Generally, you'd be able to see where the building is and go right or left. Here it doesn't matter because it tends to put you right in the center. So now we're just going to be moving over to the left for the sake of it. You can also use this little camera detour here in order to determine how close the ladder is to the styrofoam cube that you need to get to the key. Although that is something else. In this case, we didn't get it because we weren't able to get over to the cutscene in time. Or so we weren't able to move during the cutscene. So we're going to have to waste about a second or two. I can still make this cycle if I hurry. There we go. There's nothing to speed this cycle up, by the way. There's also a couple of different ways to reach the ladder, or to reach the high ledge once you get the key. The problem with this setup is that there tend to be invisible walls around the right side. It was an attempt to sort of force you to use the ladder. There are a couple of different ways around it. It's kind of glitchy. The way that I do is slower, but it's also more consistent. So yeah, anyway, you go into here, and then you jump up, grab the key. You might want to whip the camera around really fast if you're using keyboard and mouse. It's up to you. I tend to take my time here just so I can get my bearings. Only takes about half a second. Jump down here, and then a little shortcut is that you use this styrofoam cube to propel you. You can use each up if you want. Out down to here. Grab this. You probably only want to move it for a second or two. I moved it a little too far. You can get away with having the ladder like right over there or something. There's also a little glitch here where if you grab this too early, like I just did there, it will allow you to immediately drag it, but it will also obstruct your camera like this. So you have to rely on the visual cue. My suggestion, if you manage to get this early, is to just wait it out and make sure that it's lined up. There's a very small chance you might be able to grab this like I did. Probably doesn't waste too much time if you fall in, aside from grabbing it onto here. And this way you want to move it right instead of left, obviously, because you don't want to connect the frog pipe. So yeah, this is that's White Mountain. That's my strategy for White Mountain. It's very fast. Other thing you want to do is just make sure you spam your Lula button as this cutscene triggers, and you can possibly, if your camera's lined up, you can activate the Lula switch earlier. It's a little bit random. So that's out of your control. Everything else is, though, for the most part, White Mountain is very much in your control. Once you realize what you're doing, you can sort of play around with backup strategies if something goes wrong. So that's my strategy for White Mountain, and I hope you enjoyed it.